football fans I got in here? Just any football, professional, college, high school, I don't care, football. Just any football. All right, I'm a big football fan. And a lot of us are going to have some differences, but we're not going to talk about those tonight. But have you ever been watching a football game? And I know it happened to my favorite team this past year by your team. Most of your favorite teams. I'm not going to say names, but you're watching this game and nothing's going right the whole game. And I'm sure you've been on both sides of the coin. I know my team has, since I own it. But you're watching this football game, nothing's going right. And you think you're at halftime maybe and you're losing by maybe 20 points. And you start to think, all right, they're going to go into halftime and they're going to get this halftime speech and they're going to come out real strong. Then they come out and fumble the kickoff. And then the other team scores real quick. They're down 27. And all of a sudden, you realize finally that things just aren't going to work out. And maybe in that moment, you take your remote and you just slam it on the ground. If you're wearing your helmet because you're so into the game, I haven't done that in 6 months or so, but if you're so into the game, you're wearing your helmet, you take it off, you just slam it, and you're just so mad, you say, man, what is the point? What's the point of all this? I don't even know why I follow this team. What is the point? Well, that happens a lot. Every year, unless you're on a national championship team that's going to win every game, you're going to have a moment where you say, what is the point in this? Well, turn to Genesis chapter 22, and I want to look at Isaac for a minute. A lot of us know the story of Isaac. I want to read it and look what Isaac did in a point in his life where things just looked bleak. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, the last time I spoke to you guys, we talked about storms in our lives and how we all get in these storms and how we need to be prepared for these storms. But tonight I want to look at when we're in a storm and we don't know what to do. And we're saying, what is the point? What's the point? All right, so Isaac, Genesis chapter 22, we're going to read verses 1 through 8. And these things God tested Abraham and said to him, Abraham. And he said, here am I. He said, take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I will tell you. So Abraham rose early in the morning, saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him, and his son Isaac. And he cut the wood on the burnt offering and arose and went to the place of which God had told him. On the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place from afar. Then Abraham said to his young men, stay here with the donkey. I and the boy will go over there and worship and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it on Isaac his son. And they went both of them together. And Isaac said to his father, Abraham, my father. And he said, here am I, son. And he said, behold, the fire and the wood, but where's the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham said, God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering, my son. So they went both of them together. So we see Isaac here. He's confused. For all he knows, they're going out to make this offering, but they have nothing to offer. And Isaac doesn't know the plan. And he's confused. And so he says to his father, Father, where's the lamb? I see the wood for the offering, but we have no lamb. And so then we go on, and we see that Abraham says God is going to provide. But once again, Isaac doesn't see that side of things at this point. So now let's read verses 9 through 14. When they came to the place of which God had told him, Abraham built the altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Then Abraham reached out his hand and took the knife to slaughter his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here am I. He said, do not lay your hand on the boy or do anything to him, for now I know that you fear God, seeing you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him was a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called the name of that place, "The Lord will provide." As it said to this day, "On the mount of the Lord it shall be provided." So Isaac got to a point where he could have easily just said, "What is the point?" and tried to get out of it. But instead, what Isaac did is he trusted his father, who trusted God. And when we are in those positions in our life where we say, "What is the point? Why am I even trying?" what we need to realize is that it doesn't matter what the point is. What matters is that there is a point. And that God does have a reason for that storm. And that while you don't see the point and you don't understand what the point is, your life is going to have a purpose. And there is a point, and we can't give up. And we have to keep going just like Isaac did. And when God is on our side, nothing will be against us. If you have a need tonight, whatever that need may be, and you need prayers, or you're prepared to make that next step in your life and become a Christian, please come forward tonight as we stand.